Hi dear students, welcome to Social Science class. In today's class, we'll be continuing and concluding the fifth lesson in Social Science, that is about the moon. The last class we have studied the basic features about the moon, and we also studied the different phases of the moon in the last class. In today's class, we'll be studying about artificial satellites. In today's class, we'll be studying more about artificial satellites. So what are artificial satellites? Artificial satellites are special man-made objects that orbit the Earth. So artificial satellites are human-built objects that sent to the space with the help of rockets, and these satellites, artificial satellites, rotate like moon around the Earth. Okay, artificial satellites are special man-made objects that orbit the Earth like moon. Just like the moon, the natural satellite of the Earth, artificial satellite also revolve around the Earth. So artificial satellites also revolve or rotate around the Earth like the moon. Artificial satellites are launched into space with the help of rockets. So we are, the artificial satellites agencies are sending the satellite into space with the help of rockets. Okay, now we are going to study what are the major uses of these artificial satellites. The satellites that send messages from one country to another are called communication satellites. This is the first type of satellites. They are called communication satellites. These are satellites that send messages from one country to another are called communication satellites. They are used for mobile communications and for sending radio and television signals. So these artificial satellites, communication satellites, help us to receive the mobile communication and the sending radio television signals from one place to another. Now we are going to study the second type of satellites. They are called weather satellites. Some satellites help predict weather and give us information on storms, cyclones, floods and moving glaciers. These are known as weather satellites. So what is the function? What is the duty of weather satellites? They provide information about the storms, cyclones and floods and moving glaciers. So this is about weather satellites. And they are also help us to take pictures from the Earth from the space. So this kind of weather satellites also help us to take pictures from the space, and they will send these pictures into the Earth with the help of signals. Now we'll be studying about the organization who send the satellite into the space. There are different types of organizations are there in the world. Among that, we are going to study about major two types of organization who send satellite in the space. First, we are going to study about ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, and after that, going to study about NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. First, we are going to study about ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. This organization is a prominent Indian space agency. It is launched in the first satellite, the Aryabhatta, in 1975. The first satellite sent by the ISRO was Aryabhatta, sent by in the year 1975, and the headquarters of ISRO is located in Bangalore. So that's about the basics information about ISRO. Now we're going to study about the NASA. NASA, this organization belongs to the USA and promotes the space programs. The Explorer 1 was the first satellite that NASA launched on January 1958. Okay, this is the first satellite. The Explorer 1 was the first satellite sent by the NASA into the space, and which happened, this satellite launched on the year 1958. So what is the full form of NASA? National Aeronautics Space Administration. Okay, the headquarters of this NASA is located in Washington DC in USA. So that's about ISRO and NASA. These are the two prominent satellite agencies who launch various aeronautic programs, and they send satellites into the space. In today's class, we have studied about the artificial satellites, and we have studied the different types of artificial satellites, and we also studied the two prominent agencies who send satellite in the space. They are called ISRO and NASA. So in this chapter, we have studied, first we have studied about the basic idea features about the moon. After that we have studied about the different phases of the moon, and after that we have studied about the difference between solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. And today's class we have completed the last part from the chapter artificial satellites. So these are the note for you. Sixth question: what are the artificial satellites? Answer: artificial satellites are the special man-made objects that orbit the Earth. Artificial satellites also revolve around the Earth. Artificial satellites are launched into space with the help of rockets. Seventh question: differentiate communication satellites and weather satellites. Answer: the satellites that send messages from one country to another are called communication satellites. They are used for mobile communication and for sending radio and television signals. Some satellites help predict weather and give us information on storms, cyclones, floods and moving glaciers. These are known as weather satellites. Eighth question: write a short note on ISRO. Answer: ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. This organization is a prominent Indian space agency. It is launched its first satellite, the Aryabhatta, in the year 1975. So these are the notes for you. Please write down the notes and study it, and read the textbook minimum 3 to 4 times and get signature from your parent. We'll be seeing next class with the next lesson. Thank you.